We are live on Fourth and Forever. Welcome back, everybody. We missed you from last Thursday. We had technical difficulties. We couldn't even do a show. Friday, we had our day off, and now we're back here on Monday, June 16th, for all the latest NFL news and updates. I'm Richie. You got Dan and Tony live on Fourth and Forever. And it's a unique episode today, folks, because it is the official start of the dead period of the NFL. Mandatory minicamp is done, and now we have a long wait up until training camp. So let's talk about all the latest things you need to know as we enter the dead zone of the NFL. But luckily, you have us every single day to get you through this dead zone. Dan, How you doing, my friend? How was your weekend?
Well, man, I'll tell you what. I did enjoy my weekend. It was nice out here in Florida. Hung out by the pool a little bit, and just accepting the fact that now we are in this 5-week period where there is nothing going on in the NFL except for speculation season, which I enjoy wholeheartedly. Like, this is the time where the hot takes birth right in front of you. All right, folks, like, you're going to hear that Kyler Murray is in the MVP conversation. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to give you a taste of some of the crazy shit you'll probably hear on the show within the next couple. But Richie, I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you.
Always appreciate that. And Tony Dow, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Shout out to Smitty, man. Hit me up, Smitty. All right. He said, please save us during these trying times with no football. Hey, we gonna do it, man. You're gonna help save us too. Just FYI.
And we're gonna talk about Smitty and somebody else today on the show. Don't you worry.
Awesome, man. But beautiful weekend. Father's Day was a blast. I'm enjoying the love of my babies, and here we are, motivated, rested over the weekend, and let's get it, man. It's time to really grind now. The second half of June and all of July, everybody's like, it's football. Listen, it's about 45 days and we rolling and we're back. Training camp about to load. So, hey, if you're a real fan, let's see if you can come hang out with us for the next 45 days. That'll show who are the real fans in the football community. Let's do it.
Folks, don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show if you didn't already. We're trying to grow something special here at Roundtable Sports, and just simply hitting the like button does a long way. And you said that, TD. Happy Father's Day to you, and happy Father's Day to all fathers in the chat. And that celebrated yesterday, of course. And TD, you're wearing a specific windbreaker, right? A Roundtable Sports windbreaker. And that actually got my pops for Father's Day, as I posted on X, exactly that. So that was me and Pop.
Fire. That's why I wore mine today. I was like, they look too clean.
That was me and Pops on Father's Day, right? I got him that for Father's Day yesterday. And this isn't even on our site yet. This is yet to be released. So if you guys are interested in a Roundtable Sports windbreaker, it's a Champion brand. So it's really high quality. It's got a kangaroo little pouch here for a zipper. And, I had to get my dad it. He always supports what we do here at Roundtable Sports. And
Richie,
TD's got it on right now, huh?
Richie, that's your dad's place?
No, I was at my cousin's house.
Oh, your cousin got
Island.
Christmas trees, man. Them Christmas trees back there, man.
Those aren't Christmas trees.
Hey, them Christmas trees. Y'all can't tell me no different.
Could be.
Yeah, man. You can chop one down every year, put it in the house, man.
The windbreaker is perfect for when it's raining out, but it's like nice outside. It's perfect little thing for rain. But there's a lot of things we got to get into across the NFL. And now that it is the dead zone, I feel like the contract extension talk starts revving up, right? Jets fans were waiting to hear the news about Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. And there was a big update, actually, from the New York Jets over the weekend, heading into the weekend, which is the latest news on Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner potentially being extended. And they're actually both expected to be extended before the start of the season at the same exact time. So here's the latest that we have. Shout out to the Jets Roundtable for posting this report from Ian Rappaport that New York Jets young stars Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson are expected to sign new deals soon. The future is bright in New York. Basically, Ian Rappaport says that their Jets and Sauce and Garrett are expected to sign around the same exact time, heading into training camp, heading into the season. Dan, your thoughts of this, that the Jets are apparently expected to lock them both up?
So look, like we've discussed this before, and that when you have a new coach, and typically what he likes to do is run with the roster that was given or inherited, and then afterwards gut the entire situation. But when you have quality youth, like Sauce Gardner and, of course, Garrett Wilson. Absolutely have to lock them down. I'm very curious to see where Garrett Wilson falls as far as highest paid wide receivers in the league. I can tell you Sauce will more than likely be the highest paid corner in said league, but very good. It is a no-brainer. It is the DNA of both sides of the football over in New York. I'm just very interested to see when it gets done, whether or not it's before training camp or maybe just a couple of days before week 1. And it looks like the Jets are locking down their guys.
TD, your thoughts of the Jets potentially going to lock them both down before the start of the season at the same time?
Listen, man, they got to get that Garrett Wilson deal done. You know, these receiver salaries going up and up and up. Corners are going up, but it's still not as crazy as the receivers. And plus, Sauce Gardner is overrated. So get the Garrett Wilson done. And if you want to make the mistake in paying Sauce Gardner, that'll be your downfall long term. He's a good talent, but with what he's going to get, I'm starting to feel like that's just like quarterbacks. Don't pay him just because the market say so. Find another one. But, the Jets are going to do it, and it is what it is.
Wow. All right, so the true Sauce Gardner hater right there is TD. So we're going to be on hater. He's going to be on hater watch of Sauce when he gets paid and proves the world who he is. But I feel like there's other players out there looking for contracts. Terry McLaurin holding out, right? Didn't go to mandatory camp. He's entering the final year of his deal. Dan, what's your gut feeling about the McLaurin situation over there in Washington? They got Deebo Samuel there. They're a win-now team. He's been loyal to that franchise since he was drafted there for years. Do you think the Commanders and McLaurin come to an agreement before the season, or is it going to get ugly?
So they better, right? And so they better. I'm not sure if you guys ended up seeing the clips coming from Deebo out of minicamp, all right? But he was getting a lot of hate, all right? And a lot of it had to do with the shape that he appeared to be in. A lot of people are upset about the signing. And granted, it's probably all just like a knee-jerk reaction. He has had that reputation of coming into camp out of shape or a tad overweight. Someone once said a Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end. I forgot who said that. But look at that. Terry McLaurin is probably one of the most slept-on top 10 wide receivers. Like, you ask any casual, regular NFL fan to list off their top 10 wide receivers, almost nobody is going to include Terry, and that is a crime. I am guilty of that because he has just continuously slipped under the radar. Now, his contract is interesting because the issue is that his guarantees are all but gone in 2025, right? So his salary, his earnings are all dipped in to him actually playing a full 17 games this year, right? Say that he misses a couple, then he's not going to be elected those funds. He's looking for that insurance policy. He is looking for that vote of confidence that Washington wants to commit to this wide receiver long-term, another 2 to 3 years, help further develop Jaden Daniels, bring back his wide receiver number 1. Say that I'm a gambling man. I do think that we will be hearing news within the next couple of weeks on a Terry McLaurin contract extension.
Wow. So there's an alternative to the contract extension, and that is a trade. Now we're seeing potential people saying that he could be a Steeler.
We have people out here doing this.
People think that McLaurin could be a Steeler. TD, is there a world where the Steelers trade for McLaurin or another team trades for McLaurin and Washington and Terry part ways, or you think it's just moving towards an extension?
There ain't no way, shot in the gun range. He can move him from Washington. They'll get the extension done. You don't go to a NFC championship game and say, we're going to get rid of one of our best weapons the next year because we can't come to an agreement on the contract. This is where you blindly go all in, where you selfishly, even if it's recklessly, you sign whoever necessary to continue what you already got, and you already made it better in the offseason. You've got O-line help. You got another weapon. You've done all of that in the offseason. You'd be crazy to start going backwards now. No, put your foot on the gas. Your division is going to be one of the most competitive divisions this year, with the exception of maybe the Giants. You got to go all in. So, no, Washington ain't that crazy. They got great leadership. Don't forget that team has new ownership that has started out finding the franchise quarterback. They have the right infrastructure in place, and they want to make a splash early in their ownership tenure. And I think they're going to do that by having a Super Bowl contending team this year. And it's not they're going to sign him to his deal. Breaking news: he'll get the deal.
So I'm looking at it this way, right? Because per over the cap, and so the Washington Commanders currently have $21 million left to spend. That is plenty of money. That is plenty of money to sign this dude to a contract extension. And they could even have the cap hit be minimal this year, like a $9 million cap hit, and just backload it if they needed to. And guys, look at the damn depth chart right over in Washington. Remove Terry McLaurin, and your number one is Deebo Samuel, who has already looked like he's out of shape going into camp. Noah Brown, who was carted off of the field. I haven't even heard any news on that update, and so I'm hoping he's okay. And then afterwards, a bunch of no names. Have Luke McCaffrey, I suppose, and Jalen Lane. You have 60-year-old Zach Ertz. They absolutely need to sign Terry McLaurin.
And the beautiful part of what you just said, Dan, is with Terry McLaurin, everybody goes into their role properly. You don't want Deebo to be your number one. You want him to be your number two. You see how things look beautiful. Without Terry McLaurin, everybody got to go up one step and they don't belong there. With Terry McLaurin, everybody's where they're supposed to be.
All right, I want to give you guys yes or no question. Answer within 5 seconds.
Go.
Will the Washington Commanders win the NFC this year?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? Not the first seed. That means going to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think they actually have a chance, man. We shall see. Or they take the Houston Texans route, which I don't see. Because remember, the Texans year one came out of nowhere. CJ Stroud, Texans playoffs.
Yeah.
Didn't do as well in the playoffs as the Washington. But then year two, kind of injuries happened. Things went downhill. So sophomore slumps happen.
See,
I don't expect that with Washington, though. I really don't.
You know who convinced me something which is pretty interesting? Someone convinced me. It was based off of some video I ended up seeing. We are sleeping on the Rams way too much.
No, we ain't.
And the LA Rams.
Dude, Devontae Adams is going to be
literally
filthy.
It's
on the
all right. Look, it's not even so much that. All right, listen.
People think Devontae's just washed or anything. He's not. He's actually still nasty.
It's not even so much those wide receivers as well. Some stats that really stood out to me from LA's performance last year. Their entire defensive line, 4 of their defensive linemen, of course, since they run a 3-4 base, 4 of them had 8+ sacks, right? Last year, they ended up getting 15.5 sacks in the playoffs last year, making them 3rd all-time in NFL history for playoff sack distribution. 3rd in history, and they only played 2 games. By itself. That front 7 is absolutely disgusting. All right. Now add Devontae Adams with Puka Nacua, quality offensive line. Matthew Stafford's going to be on a heater. If they somehow end up getting Jalen Ramsey right in the building, who I think would actually do pretty well over in LA, finding a new home, I think the LA Rams is a team that I feel like a lot of us have been sleeping on entirely too much.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. We'll see. They need to dominate their division first. They did a good job coming back and doing what they did last year, but they gotta pull away in the division this year. They need a 2-3 game separation to show their dominance. But I just think the Commanders, they're the team that has a chance to knock Philly off. Let me say this, because you mentioned CJ Stroud in comparison, right? CJ Stroud was great his rookie year. He wasn't elite, but he was great. And it gave you hope for the future. But we still question, would there be a sophomore slump? I don't see no sophomore slump in no Jaden Daniels. I don't see it. I don't feel it. He was elite last year. I don't even feel a sophomore slump. It don't even feel right talking about it. Yeah, it's always a possibility, but he don't look like the type that attaches his name to, could he have a sophomore? Man, I think he just rolls on and play good again. I just feel it with him where nobody's going to be really asking, can he have a sophomore slump? It's always possible, but it doesn't feel like it to be asking.
And to add on top of that, the reasons for that is his ability to step up in the biggest, highest pressured moments as a rookie showed us the poise that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where, in my opinion, that's what makes you a great football player. If you're able to go out there and assert yourself with confidence and allow your talent to come from, because everybody's talented. Everybody that's drafted as high as Jaden Daniels, everybody's talented in the league. But how can you approach the game in a way where you're confident in yourself and everything's calmed down, you're poised, you're mental? And that's where I just feel like when you're a rookie and show that type of poise in those biggest moments, that's why I agree 100%. I don't see any sophomore slump with Jaden Daniels whatsoever coming up. Yeah. He's just got that poise early on. If you have that, it doesn't go away. And Stroud has it to an extent, but I've never seen, like, who's the last rookie that had a season like Jaden Daniels did? Mark Sanchez? Carried his team to the conference championship. Someone fact check me. Who's the last rookie quarterback to lead their team to a conference championship? And someone please tell me it's Mark Sanchez, because that would make my day.
It probably had to be Mark Sanchez, right?
Was Kaepernick a rookie?
I don't believe he was.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't believe that he was. I know that.
Someone look up that stat.
So Big Ben also led his team to the AFC Championship his rookie season.
And Mahomes doesn't count because he wasn't a rookie.
Yeah, Mahomes wasn't a rookie. So that doesn't count.
Was Cam Newton? No, he wasn't.
No. He had a good season, but
it's rare to see what Jaden Daniels did, is my point. It's very rare for a rookie to go that far.
Joe Burrow?
No, he didn't.
No, his rookie season, he was hurt midway through.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow. This is not right. Joe Burrow did not go to the Super Bowl his first year. Oh, first year as a starter, but not his rookie season. I mean, he was a starter since he started. He got hurt early on in his career. That was his problem. It was Mark Sanchez. JD DeGrade is confirming it. How about that? Jaden Daniels is the first quarterback since Mark Sanchez to lead his team as a rookie to a conference championship game, and they both lost.
Mark Sanchez, then Joe Flacco in 2008, then Ben Roethlisberger in 2004.
And how many of those quarterbacks did it back-to-back years like Mark Sanchez did?
Man, you won't stick on this Mark Sanchez
back-to-back years. Come on, TD. It's my last time ever being a good team. Let me just harp on it just for a few minutes for my own sanity. Literally the last time I experienced success with my football team. I'm definitely allowed to bring it up when it's warranted. But yeah, I think there's a lot of momentum there. I'm going to throw out another sleeper in the NFC that I'm riding and they're within the same division as the Rams, and that is the Seattle Seahawks, man. I feel like that's a team that people are sleeping on.
I wonder why.
And I like it. I really do.
Yeah.
Because their addition of Cooper Kupp is, I think, being slept on 100%. And of course, Mr. Sammy D gonna have to prove himself all over again. Like, all of a sudden he's a bum. The whole world's like, oh yeah, Sam's trash, bro. He's a bum. He ain't no bum. He's not great. I think we can agree with that, but he's just a good quarterback. How would you evaluate Sam Darnold, you guys? Like, is he good, or is that not even, like, where is your status on Sam? What's your expectations with him with the Seattle Seahawks? TD, starting with you.
So Sam is, my status. I got elite, I got great, I got really good, and then I got just good guys. And under that, above average, and then average. Sam is above average. Let me tell you why. He had a great season last year. Great category, right? But when you look at his career and you factor it all together, it moved him up to above average. That was an anomaly. Now you got to go do it twice to be solidified. It got you paid and everything. So congratulations to you. You put up great numbers. You had one season out of 7 or something where you put up great numbers. And the rest of the seasons were average at best. So when you put it all together with the benefit of the doubt, he's above average as a quarterback now. And if he was able to replicate what he did last year, this year, then I put him in. He's a good quarterback. He deserves to be a starter on the 32 teams.
I just realized looking at these stats, TD, the Minnesota Vikings season for him last year was the only season he played a full year.
Yeah. In
his career. The only one where he played 17 games.
But all of them were injuries. Some of them were just ghosts and different things like that.
I mean, listen, it's interesting. I think that his numbers, and you can't evaluate top 5 quarterbacks by statistics, but Dan, I noticed Sam Darnold 5th in the NFL last year in touchdowns, passes, and 5th in yards. So he was statistically a top 5 quarterback in that metric. So what's your thoughts of Sam Darnold? Will he replicate these stats with Seattle or be a tick below? What's your thoughts?
So I look at Sam Darnold, and he's certainly going to a situation which is like, and so I'd say not as promising as Minnesota was, right? Like he was paired with Kevin O'Connell, who did, of course, make Josh Dobbs look incredible for a couple of games. Like he made a carousel of Vikings quarterbacks look pretty good. And the year before, Sam Darnold came into the picture. So now he's going to a team that has a defensive-minded head coach, right? So that's going to be a transition. And that's where he typically struggled, was when he was under a defensive-minded head coach, i.e. the Jets and then the Panthers when that ultimately ended up happening. I want to say that Matt Rule was in charge back when he was briefly into the Carolina Panthers quarterback to going into it. But I do think that he's going to have an awesome opportunity to show the world that, hey, I am that guy. And I'm not being a hater, but I'm going to have to see it again, right? I'm going to have to see it again. How can you mimic this with a downgrade in personnel surrounding you? Like nowhere near as good of a defense to create very favorable field position for you. And yeah, we'll see. So I love a good underdog story, man. I really hope that he balls out in Seattle, but until proven otherwise, I'm going to have to say that this is going to be like a season.
I got someone in the chat brings up an interesting comparison. Sam Darnold is just another Ryan Fitzpatrick, an average to above average QB that throws picks late and chokes the game away. No hate to Fitzmagic. Love him. And honestly,
it's probably a great,
that's maybe true.
Great comparison.
That is.
That's probably
if
the
Sam's
most
just a
comparison I could give.
I agree. Like if Sam doesn't find a home and he's just, because Ryan Fitzpatrick was kind of a beast everywhere he went. He just never found a long-term home. And he was never good enough, but he was a beast for the Jets. He is the Jets record right now of passing touchdowns. So that's interesting, man. It's a good comparison. Now, I want to get into something that our interns worked on over there at Roundtable Sports, specifically the Bills Roundtable. So we had
Smitty and Dom
released their Bills 2025 record prediction. And TD, I want to get your reaction. Dom has the Buffalo Bills going 14-3 and Smitty 13-4. Now, is there a level of bias here, or are they justified of expecting the Buffalo Bills to be this good this season, TD?
No, I don't see any bias here. I see delusion, but not bias. Bills fans are typically delusional. Smitty and Dom, 13-4, 14-3. That's dyslexic behavior. Maybe 3-14 and 4-13. The reverse of it. Bills prediction. Listen, they're not winning more than 11 games in the regular season. They're not winning more than 11 games. The AFC East just got better. Vrabel and the Patriots are going to stack up a few more wins. The Jets just got a real coach, okay? I don't know how many times I got to remind y'all the only reason the Bills have dominated is because the rest of the teams have been so bad. Now we're going to have 3 more losses a year for the Bills because we got a better division. So these are fair record predictions. If you minus it by 3 games, it's realistic. It's not me hating y'all. Again, the Patriots and the Jets got better. I'm not hating. It's just a fact. And the Bills already lose to them sometimes. So now the Bills got to worry about getting swept by them. So, yeah, the Bills 11 games max. 11 max, if I'm being generous. 11.
So I do think both Smitty and Dom are wrong.
Thank you.
Because the Buffalo Bills are going 16-1 this year. 15-2. 15-2. Baby.
We got to add Dan Mitchell to this graphic. 15-2
/ 16-1, depending if we decide to rest our starters the final game of the season against the Jets. That's how it plays out. Look, you know what? It's beyond me, right? So when people can look at the Buffalo Bills from last year where we had a quote-unquote terrible roster, right? No way that we were going to win the division, or no way that we were going to win more than 11 to 12 games. But then we shocked the world, go 13-4, score 30-plus points, 8 games in a row, highest scoring offense in the NFL, playoffs included. And then you're going to tell me after an off season where we get better from a personnel standpoint, and now we have a top 5 easiest schedule in the NFL. If we beat the Ravens week 1, if the Buffalo Bills beat the Ravens week 1, there is a strong possibility that we don't lose again until Philadelphia week 17.
You ain't winning no MetLife this year.
I shit you not, ladies and gentlemen.
You're taking the L week 2.
Cakewalk. It is diabolical how easy this schedule is. All NFL fans.
The Jets after the Ravens.
Guys, please do me a favor and start pre-writing your emails to the league, because all of you that watch this show, that watch the AFC East Roundtable,
you know what,
all of you are going to be bitching in the comments over and over again. Oh, the Bills have such an easy schedule.
I'm rooting for Dolphins.
Guys, look, nothing is going to change. I can't, look, y'all's manifestation of the Bills falling down and not winning, double digits and making deep runs into the playoffs. Y'all have tried to manifest it for years. Maybe you should switch up your strategy. Maybe you should be and so the Bills are going to win 14 games, and then maybe that will jinx them, and maybe they will not perform the way that you think they're going to. But
I mean, I'm someone that believes that they're going to
aligning.
Win. I'm someone that I can't fault this record prediction.
You can't.
I have no right to say, I don't see this happening. The Buffalo Bills proved last year, regardless of what they do personnel-wise, they have a set system and a set culture and an identity that Sean McDermott laid, and Josh Allen is the most important player in this, where it doesn't really matter who's involved. Those players, if they buy into what's being coached, they will succeed and they will win football games. They're established. There's nothing in the way of the Buffalo Bills not having a season like this other than a potential injury, which no one wants to see, injuries in general. So I really, last year they proved that. I don't want to be a hater. I'm not going to be someone that just denies the truth. Josh Allen won the MVP last season, regardless of, if he deserved it, who cares? He won the award and he proved. And what did I say heading into the season? Josh Allen is going to win MVP if he levels up his game heading into last season because he didn't have the weapons. That was the narrative. I was like, this is Josh Allen's time to prove who he is. Is he an MVP caliber? And he did prove it. And now you have everybody eats approach. So listen, as a Jets fan, it pains me to say it. I still think the Jets are built to upset you guys once a year. I'm not scared of you one-on-one. I'm not scared of the Bills matchup-wise, but the Buffalo Bills are a good football team enough where I have confidence in predicting that they're going to win the division by putting up 12, 13, 14 wins potentially.
Richie, listen.
And one of those L's is against the Jets, week 2 at MetLife.
Richie, they're starting out 0-3. That's a guarantee. The Ravens are going to go beat them. They got to go to the Jets in week 2. They always have that problem with y'all. And so that's 0-2.
And we're coming off a high after beating Rodgers week 1.
Thank you. And then Miami goes to Buffalo. That's 0-3.
Start 2-0, baby.
Y'all start 0-3 then. And then you got the Saints after that. You get your first win. Then the Patriots knock you off. 1-4.
I got to stand up now. Let's go.
Man,
guys, I missed 4th and forever. We had 4 days off, way too long. I don't care that it's the dead of the off season. We are going to entertain you guys here at Roundtable Sports.
Bro, Dan, I'm looking at y'all's schedule. Y'all might lose 10 games straight at the end of the season.
10 games straight at the end of the season. All right. Look.
I got the Chiefs. I got the Dolphins. I got the Bucks. I got the Texans. I got the Steelers. I got the Bengals. I got the Patriots.
Josh Allen is a married man now. He's a married man.
Y'all got a hard schedule. Oh, he is? Congrats, Josh.
He's a married man. Congratulations to Josh Allen, by the way.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I hope he slow down. I hope it slow him down.
No, not at all, man. This is actually going to elevate his game even more. And this is going to elevate his game even more. It's this right here is an absolutely beautiful thing for me, because now Buffalo, what they did is that they ended up addressing their depth concerns. Say for example, one of our starters goes down in the cornerback room and or in the defensive line. I'm not worried that the next man up is going to sell. We had that issue last year.
Your rookie hurt.
Oh no, he's fine.
Oh, he's
with
fine.
hamstring tightness. With some hamstring tightness.
Wait, who was hurt?
was Max Harrison, had a leg injury, but it was hamstring tightness, baby. He's good. He's good. He's signed. He's ready to go.
That's hamstring. You definitely.
Joey Bosa's about to go out there and light it up and be
I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Joey Bosa calf injury.
Josh Allen knew
that's giving me PTSD to Aaron Rodgers.
As long as Bosa is good for November, December, and January football, that's all that matters to me.
Well, we got Connor Long coming on in with his AFC East roundtable predictions. We should make a graphic about this for Connor.
Connor talking trash now.
Bills 13-4, Pats 9-8.
No, it's fair.
Jets 8-9, Miami 5-11. TD, your thoughts?
Congratulations to Connor for being reasonable.
I'm gonna call Connor out. This way, you know Connor wrong. He got the Dolphins playing 16 games. Drop Mike. Can't take no.
Y'all forfeit. Y'all forfeit week 10 against the Buffalo Bills.
You have a tie in your.
You just had enough. No. Yeah, you just had enough, man. Yeah,
tied with someone.
You'll forfeit again.
He know we win in 12 games.
Well, I'm really intrigued to see how this plays out. We're gonna come out with some bold predictions like this and make graphics about it and get some engagement.
Why are everybody so high on the Bills like that? That's crazy. Like,
objectively speaking, there's reasons.
It's not. They played.
Listen, if you said, look, there's a lot of people that's bought into the Patriots that I don't see. There, I ask, where's the evidence behind that? There is none, but there is evidence around the Bills.
Evidence. They not.
No, you got no evidence.
Let me give
you have zero because it's year one.
Richie, they're
you
not
have an expectation that we have not seen yet. We have seen the Bills. That's the difference.
Richie, they're not going to beat the Eagles 2 weeks before the season ends when both of them probably it's a lot on the line. They're not going to beat the Bengals. Pittsburgh and Rodgers gonna give them the business. The Bucks are a bad matchup for them. They lose to the Chiefs. They're gonna lose to the Chiefs, and our division's gonna take the Ravens. And our division's gonna take care of business this year.
So you know what this reminds me of a lot from last year? Like when I heard TD look at our schedule and say, "Dan, you ain't beating the Lions, Dan. Beat the Lions, Dan. Beat the Lions. I'll take you seriously." What happens? We spank the Lions on national television.
They were the most injured team in the league when y'all beat them.
Don't matter. Don't matter, man.
Now it don't matter.
Listen, man. We smacked that up real fast. It's funny too because you know what? Like normally the Bills like had this curse on them where like one game out of each and every single season they would lose a game in which that they wouldn't. But last year, they did not lose to a single team that was completely a head scratcher. Being like, how in the hell did you lose to this squad? Now we're better, have an easier schedule, like going into it. And plus, all of our hard matchups are at home. All of our hard matchups are at home this year. And we were undefeated at home last year. I like our odds. I really, really do. I also like our odds of being the first seed. If the Bills make the first seed this year, go on ahead and just book our tickets to Santa Clara because Buffalo will be playing in the Super Bowl if we ultimately.
All right, Dan, I got a real question for you, Dan, real quick.
Go ahead.
Hypothetically,
okay,
what if the Buffalo Bills
win
the division, successful season,
I know where this is going,
and then lose in the divisional round or championship round? What moves would they need to make in the offseason? Because that seems like what they've been doing. What if they just repeat history again? Phenomenal season. Josh Allen is either in the MVP conversation or he wins it. And they lose in divisional or championship round. What would the Bills need to do in the offseason to just get over the hump? Or do you have to see what happens first, of course?
Tree Josh Allen.
No. So the only way that happens is if so the Buffalo Bills see significant injuries in either their defensive line or cornerback room soon as when the playoffs start. And that's something Buffalo typically does, right? Like,
what if everyone's healthy? There's no injuries. It just happens. You just lost.
Well, then
there's no bad injuries.
Even
you're in the playoffs, fully healthy, you're ready to go, and you lose to either the Bengals, the Ravens, the Chiefs. I mean, it doesn't matter the team, and you play well, and it's just like one of those games you lose.
So I'm not even going to entertain that hypothetical because, say, for example, that like we are fully healthy, not a single team is going to beat us in the playoffs.
Man,
not a single
look at that confidence. See that?
Yeah,
that's real confidence.
So I'm not even going to entertain.
I respect that answer 100%.
No.
JD the Great.
Go ahead.
Miami is going to be better than most people think. They will. Fins up no matter what? Well, at least JD DeGrafe can keep up the lies. But Connor talks about Miami with a $5 super chat. Miami hasn't won a playoff game since Bill Clinton was president.
So Miami hasn't won a playoff game since Connor was alive.
Wow. That's even.
Yeah. No. It's true. It's true. Connor Long has never witnessed the Miami Dolphins win a playoff game.
At least I got Mark Sanchez to lean on. TD, what you got?
He ain't witnessed the Jets win one either, I bet.
Yeah, he did. He was alive, but he was a baby. He was alive.
Hey, that's all right.
Well, you know what?
You know what? So last time the Bills were in the Super Bowl, I was a baby. All right, so I get that.
There you go.
Last time the Bills won a Super Bowl, dinosaurs were still roaming the earth. All right, so that's all that matters. Man. So
we got a lot of
talk. They still not going to win a Super Bowl.
So I want to do a unique segment here before we wrap things up on Fourth and Forever, which is more about a brainstorm of Fourth and Forever content that we can do this offseason, that the chat can even give us some recommendations, like top 5 position breakdowns, which we usually do, record predictions, right? I think there could be an explosion of content produced by us, not just here on Fourth and Forever, but on the AFC East Roundtable, individual. Maybe there's some ideas that some fans would think of and be like, that's a great idea for a whole show around it, right? Position rankings is something we've done in the past. Dan, you have anything?
So one thing that I would actually be very interested in would be some sort of like film review show, right? Like cracking down the film. Funny enough, and so I did actually end up investing in a course this offseason that taught me how to read film, TD.
Did it?
Quality investment. Expensive, but yes, I did enjoy it. I'm not the best yet. However, I do want to start dipping my toes into some of it, right? Like, for example, like one of my projects I wanted to sort of look at was how Justin Fields still can't rate a defense. That's my first project based off of the course that I've been taking.
Wow. I would love that. I missed all that first half of it because I lagged out for some reason.
Well, I said this off season, I ended up buying this course that like really dives into reading film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no. Really, really cool. It's called Scouting Academy. And my first project is going to be a Fields video, then Caleb. But like,
wow, so you're going into Justin Fields first. Well, let me know what you learned.
It's easy because like it's like small. It's a small sample size.
Yeah, they probably highlight what you need to all the struggles.
Yeah, exactly.
Dan, go ahead.
Go ahead. But and so I would like to see some sort of like film review show on this network during the season. I feel like that would be good. And so I'm not even saying that I should be doing it, like someone that's a hell of a lot more well-versed than me, but I feel like film would be pretty sick. I feel like that's something that we don't dive into.
We have a lot of people who love reviewing film within the network.
We need a dedicated film guy with Roundtable.
Yeah. And then if you keep on working through Scouting Academy, you'll become an expert the moment you watch film and realize Josh Allen's overrated. Like you'll be like, man, I now see what it's hard to see.
You know what we can do? I just had a whole idea, and honestly, I got to give Eric a shout out too. What if we found a film room guy for Roundtable Sports as his own show, and he invites the creator on as a guest for the player of the team they're breaking down? For say he's breaking down to a film, TD's on there with the host of the film show, and they break down to
shows how he can't read a defense.
And then it's like whatever creator, whatever team. You got our creator come on and they break it down together. I don't know. It's a cool idea.
Yeah. A film guru guy.
We found a film guru. Guys, if you have any people that you know of that you watch film reviews around YouTube and social media, let us know in the chat. Maybe there's some guys. I mean, who's this? Ben DiNucci. Is that a real person? I don't know. You never know. You never know. We're excited. We're excited, guys. We're doing a lot of fun things. So that's why I want to have like a little brainstorming session about the content that we can create. I really do think that we have a lot of intriguing things on the horizon. What's on the horizon, TD, this summer for you? From a Roundtable Sports perspective, like, what do you want to let the people know about what we got cooking up this summer?
I guess I'll just tease it, but not get too deep into details. It's all about expansion. Big things happening at Roundtable Sports. Within the coming weeks, you're going to see some platforms launch, and some of you guys are going to be excited about it. you're going to be able to get more and more and more content coming out specifically for the teams that you love for a lot of you. So stay tuned for that. You're going to see a lot of new personalities and people covering teams. It's going to be amazing.
TD, it's funny you use the word expansion because I wrote this down like when the new year happened and I drew out what an expansion looks like visually, a little dot, and you just go into all these different directions.
Yeah, that's what Justin Fields think the route tree look like.
Year of expansion. Nah, bro.
That's what Justin Fields thinks the route tree looks like.
Come on, man.
Good.
Show the people again, Richie. Show the people again.
That got me.
Show him again, Richie.
Nah, man. You're hating.
Show him Justin Fields route tree.
I'm showing you my art, bro. My
Let me
little
see it,
wrinkled.
That's what he thinks the route tree looks like.
Let me see it, Richie. Show us, man. We just want to see the route tree.
That's Fields. That's Fields' route tree right there, folks.
On Madden, when it's like you're doing so bad and the routes are like
you can't see anything.
You can't see where they're going. Oh man, that was good. I gotta admit, that was a good one.
That was good.
It is the year of expansion here at Roundtable Sports. As you guys have noticed, if you're on X or if you're on Instagram, we are expanding to Team Roundtable accounts, and we have a lot of awesome people helping us expand and grow, and we're so proud of everybody that's part of the team. And that starts with you guys in the chat that watches Fourth and Forever every day, AFC East Roundtable Wednesdays, and has been with us from the beginning, man. And this is just the beginning, even though it feels like we've been at this for years. Dan, you have anything you want to say to the people about Roundtable before we wrap it all up?
Yeah, no, man, it's definitely crazy. Like when we look at the blueprint rate of it all, like this is second year where we have all divisions running, and now we're expanding into individual team brands. So please say, for example, you are a Bills fan, Jets fan, Patriots, Jets, Cardinals, Lions, Houston Texans. Certainly go follow us on all of those individual brands. My responsibility for this company is selling advertising space. So say, for example, that we have any entrepreneurs in the chat that have their own business, whether or not that it's locally within the markets that I just said in Miami and Buffalo and New York, and you want to maybe advertise your business on some of our brands, certainly reach out to me directly. More than happy to do that, man. We are lining up a bunch of really cool ad partners this year, some of which with products that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. And dude, step on up, man. You were about to witness our masterpiece here for the 2025 season.
I echo everything Dan said, man. We're got a lot of new Roundtable feels coming at you right now throughout the summer and heading into this 2025 season. So with that, thank you for tuning in to Fourth and Forever, presented by Roundtable Sports. Real coverage from real fans. Where else can you get that?
Hell
we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Damn.
Peace out.